up, YouTube? It's the Franchise Guy coming at you again with a brand new set of our Madden 21 franchise mode featuring your Washington football team. Take a look at the retirees. Yes, this is a new thing that came in late to this. We're going into season number 3, end of season number 2 right now. The off season of season number 2. And look at the retirees. Now, Nick Folk, Bruce Arians, head coach. That's a Seahawks. Okay. Bruce Arians, head coach of the Seahawks. We saw Big Ben Roethlisberger, so Steelers is looking for a quarterback right now. We also saw A.J. Green and Ryan Kerrigan. A.J. Green came in last offseason, signed a 2-year deal, and opted to retire after having only a 500-yard season here in Washington. But Ryan Kerrigan spent his entire career in Washington, so you love to see him go out with the team that drafted him. We did have to pull some off-screen shenanigans to get him back, because he did, in fact, sign with the Baltimore Ravens. But I feel like we did the right thing in bringing him back. But taking a look at the top 100 free agents for this episode, we got JJ, we got Dallas, we have Trey Turner, Pascal, Ingram, Jordan Howard, Baker Mayfield, Brandon Graham. I mean, there's a lot of talent right now. And I mean a lot of talent. There's also a lot of talent that seems like it's on the older side. Not a lot of young talent, a lot of, upper 20s, low 30s kind of guys. So, what do I mean by that? I mean, not like, Hines right there, he's 25, but he's been a free agent since last year. No, there's a reason he's not signed. Dontari Poe is 30. Gerald McCoy we saw was on his 30s as well. Sean Hamilton's 28. Murphy, he's 30. 27, 40, 27, 27, 27, 26, 32 from Malik Jackson, former Eagle. But we're going to throw a big contract here at right tackle Mike McGlinchey. Maybe move him over to the left side. Maybe find a way to part ways with Morgan Moses. But a 27-year-old star right tackle just needs something to boost off that offensive line. 103 points. Hope to see that. Leighton Vander Esch. He's 26. 7 years. 7.5 million, a 6.25 million sign bonus for $95.9 million. Dude, if we can sign him away from Dallas, that would be a huge blow to not only Dallas, but a huge get for our linebacking core. And now Jair Alexander, 7 years, $8.5 million signing bonus, $119 million offer for the 25-year-old defensive back out of Green Bay. You'll love to see that. Take out everyone signed. You'll love to see that. McGlinchey did not sign with us. He signed with the Cardinals. Trey Turner signed with the Dolphins. Turner, a player we probably should have gone after. Try and shore up our offensive line, if not on the right side, since we do have Brand Sheriff. But maybe move him to left guard. If not, look at Sheriff at moving to center. It's something that his overall doesn't really change much, moving him to center. And, Shane Royer only has one more year left on his contract. And I don't believe he's someone that we want to really bring back to this team. I'll look on the depth players that are signed. Suckup went to the Eagles. Wes Schweitzer, he's signed somewhere. Our former left guard got rid of him because he was just dead cap. But Jair Alexander and Leighton Vander Esch both signed in Washington to help bolster our team right there. So look at that. It goes Vander Esch down to Cole Holcomb. So Cole Holcomb on a 4-year deal. Real budget deal. You'll love to see that. But some players who are left over. J.J. Watt, Brandon Graham. We still Leonard Fournette. Fournette, not a bad option. Actually, I started looking at him after this episode. Actually, in between the next episodes. I started kind of looking at him more seriously as a power back issue because we don't really have a power back. We have Chuba Hubbard, we have Antonio Gibson, and we have Bryce Love. Bryce Love, I don't really see much of Bryce Love staying on this team after his contract's up. He's a speed back, but that's all he is. He's small, he's a speed back. He's not really a great returner. We have Tutu Atwell at returner right now, after not bringing back Cordell Patterson. So I just don't see a need for Bryce Love. But take a look at this draft right here. We're going to select Evan Neal, the right tackle at 10th overall. You'll love to see that. He was ranked 22nd, so we overdrafted him a bit, but he does have a hidden dev trait at 75 overall. Omar Spates right here, a hidden dev trait, left outside linebacker, so I believe our linebacker core is pretty set right now, especially with the addition of Leighton Vander Esch during the offseason. But Spites, we have Caruso and Leighton Vander Esch now. I believe we're set. Some more linebacker depth. Henry To'o. Look at that good pick right there. Drafted at 1 of 6. He was ranked 75th in the draft, 72 overall. I mean, that's some great depth drafting right there. Shane Simon. You'll love to see that. Another good pick right here. Drafted him at 138. He was ranked at 122. 70. Good depth player. You'll love to see depth. Also, you got a cornerback right here. Mario Goodrich. Good pick, too. Drafted at 142. 133 in true talent. 5'11". He's a man-to-man guy. Probably not an outside guy. More of a slot guy than anything. But going for a trade here in the 5th round, right? The 5th round. Just because, well, we don't really have much. We don't really have anyone on our board currently to go for. So trade him to the Texans. Now with our 6th round pick, we'll draft fullback Jeremiah Hall. 6'2" utility guy out of Oklahoma. Good pick. I mean, 40. He's a fullback, so I don't really want to get our hopes super up for that. But Isaiah Green May right here. Reached on him a little bit. About 6 picks too early to pick Isaiah Green May. Peyton Wilson. I mean, liking Peyton right here in the 7th round. Reached on him too. About 11 picks too early. Out of NC State. He's a run stopper. And BT Potter. I also got some highlights of BT Potter right here. And BT Potter has a cannon of a leg on him. So after a bad season by Dustin Hopkins, maybe, if not sign him to be our starting kicker, at least have him be on the practice squad and let go of one Mr. Dustin Hopkins going into next season. But take a look at where everyone ended up. Feel free to pause the video as we do go through rounds 1 through 7 and just to see kind of where everyone ended up there. I mean, there are some players on here that I kind of wanted to go for. I wanted to go for maybe another offensive lineman, but it seemed like the offensive lineman class, as soon as we drafted Evan Neal, just disappeared because of a later early top 10 pick. I feel like if we had the 5th pick, we could have gotten some other players that went earlier in the 2nd round. I see Bo Nix went in the 3rd round. I mean, I feel like if Bo Nix went in the 3rd round, the war would explode. Just because how highly touted Bo Nix is as a QB prospect. I know he's not as good as Trevor Lawrence. Like, Trevor Lawrence is like the bona fide number 1 draft pick in this year's upcoming draft. But Bo Nix kind of, I mean, is it because he's younger? Do you just come back next year and just pull a Trevor Lawrence, pull a Joe Burrow? But right now, people aren't entirely sold on Bo Nix as a QB prospect for whatever reason. If it's this, that, or the other. But I feel like overall, we had a very good off season. We addressed a huge hole in our team, which is linebacking and more or less just our defense. We brought in Jair Alexander to help solidify that defensive back core. We have Philly Will Parks at safety. We brought in Taylor Rapp, so our safeties are fine. Jair Alexander helps Kendall Fuller. It helps the cornerbacks we already have. But bringing in Leighton Vander Esch in the middle of the field as a huge get for this team. But as you do, peace out, rock on, super classy, and have a great day, guys. I don't really know. You guys